A superfluous commandment. Here, however, we are faced with an important difficulty. For if what we earlier affirmed is true, namely that our Lord, in forbidding debauchery and theft, also forbade indecency and the wish to do harm, to cheat and to steal, it would seem superfluous now to prohibit, quite separately, the coveting of another's goods. The question can nevertheless be resolved if we examine the difference between deliberation and coveting. What we term deliberation is a resolute purpose of the will, when man's heart is overcome and mastered by temptation. Coveting may itself be devoid of purpose or consent, as when the heart is merely tickled or stung to commit an evil deed. Consequently, just as earlier the Lord desired that man's wishes, endeavors, and works should conform to the rule of love, so now he would have the thoughts of our minds similarly conform, so that nothing should drive us to the opposite extreme. Just as before he forbade the heart to be tempted to anger, hatred, immorality, robbery, or lies, so now he forbids it to be provoked or incited to do these things. It is with good reason that God demands so high a standard of integrity. For who would deny that it is right to devote all the powers of the soul to love? And if any of its powers were to turn aside from love, who would deny that it is depraved? How does it happen that a desire which is harmful to your neighbor enters your head? It does so because you fail to think of others when you go only after your own interests. If your heart had been set on love, such an idea would never have occurred to it. We are bound to say that it is empty of love, in that it harbors such covetous desires. Someone may protest that it is wrong that all our idle thoughts which flutter around the brain and then vanish should be condemned as covetousness, which has its seat within the heart. My reply to that is that here the thoughts in question do not merely flit across the brain. They also pierce the heart with covetous cravings, since we never mentally conceive some wish or desire without feeling its effect and heat. Our Lord therefore asks of us an exceptionally fervent love. He will not have it hindered by even the smallest stirrings of covetousness. He demands exceptional composure of heart, and he will not permit a single prick to goad it into resisting the law of love. Augustine was the first to bring home to me the meaning of this commandment, in case it should be thought that I am alone in my opinion. Now, although God's purpose was to prohibit all evil desires, he nevertheless chose as examples the objects which happen most often to attract and deceive us. In so doing, he makes no concession to man's covetousness when he denies it the very things to which it is most inclined. There, then, is the second table of the law, which fully informs us of what we owe men for the sake of God's love, on which our love is based. That is why it would be vain to inculcate the things taught in the second table, unless our teaching were first grounded in the fear and reverence of God, which are its true foundation.